Today we're going to take a look at the 2020 Alfa Romeo Giulia Sport. Huge shout out to Benson, Fiat, and Alfa Romeo for providing this sedan for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be in the description below. This model here is finished off in Monte Carlo blue metallic, and it has an MSRP just under $46,000. We're going to start off today by going up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and produces 280 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 306 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. This has the optional all-wheel drive system. It weighs in around 3,600 pounds, meaning it'll do 0 to 60 in around 5.5 seconds, up to its top speed of 149 miles an hour. It has a fuel capacity of 15.3 gallons, and you can expect to see around 23 miles per gallon in the city and 31 out on the highway. This has an overall wheelbase of 111 inches. Its length is 182.5. It has a width of 73.7 and a height of 57.1. So now moving on to the exterior walk around, we're going to start up front. This has LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. You'll see the turn signal is nicely placed kind of at the bottom of the headlight housing, just giving it a really nice look. In the center we have the traditional Alfa Romeo style grille in the triangular shape to it. Has really nice cutouts in the mesh to provide maximum cooling to the engine. Same with the lower grille. I like how it's kind of divided into 3 different grills, but at the same time it has a nice design. They all meet nicely right in the center. You can see there's a forward-facing sensor off into one side. This is for all of the adaptive cruise and all of that technology. And then right in the middle we have a little bit of a lip spoiler separating the 2 sides. They have really nice contoured lines running on both sides. And then as we make our way up to the hood, you can't really see the lines running down the hood. They're nice and subtle and sleek, but they have a little bit of definition to them at the same time, coming nicely to the front side of the headlight. So it has a really sleek and elegant front end design to it, with a few aggressive lines here and there, but overall I think it looks really nice for the front end of this vehicle. As we make our way to the side now, we'll start off with the black wheels. They measure 19 by 8 in the front and 19 by 9 in the rear. They have a 5 double Y-spoke design to them. Just gives it a very cool look. You can see the Brembo brake calipers behind them with Alfa Romeo spelled out. This particular model has yellow calipers, really good contrast against the blue. As we make our way to the side mirrors here, you'll see they have a nice finish to them, contrasting the blue. You can see they also have the integrated turn signal, along with being power folding as well. Up top, this does have a full panoramic sunroof, so you can see all of the glass covering the entire top. And then we have the antenna finished off in black, just to give it a good look against the rest of the glass. You can see there's black trim around the windows, which match the wheels nicely. And then overall side profile design has a really nice clean look to it, same as you saw up front. Not too many aggressive lines, but it gives it a subtle appearance, still having some nice contoured lines running throughout it. And then as we make our way to the rear of the Giulia, this has LED taillights, your normal backup camera. There are parking sensors running down the lower section of the bumper. You can see down below this has a black diffuser with a dual style exhaust. The tips are finished off in black. And then we just have really nice lines running throughout the rear of the vehicle. But let's go ahead and listen to that exhaust. So that's going to finish up with the exterior walk around on the 2020 Giulia Sport. This blue is very nice. I love all of the black accents on it, and then with the yellow calipers, it just pops against that blue. It looks so good in the sunlight. But let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Before I do that, I'm going to lock the vehicle and double tap this button on the key fob. This does have remote start, so that is a very cool option to have. If it's really cold outside or it's hot outside, you have the option to do this. And you can hear it start right up, and then you can double tap that, and it will automatically shut off. But now with the key in my pocket, let's go ahead and walk up to the vehicle. I'll just place my hand in the door handle. You will hear it automatically unlock. And now taking a look at the interior, it's not what you would expect for a blue exterior, but I think it looks really nice. We have this tan colored leather running on the door panel. You can see leather on the armrest along with stitching. We have all of the window controls, which are automatic up and down, along with the side mirror adjustments. You can see the release handle with your lock and unlock. This has a 14 speaker audio sound system with a little bit of storage space behind that in the lower section of the door. You can see Alfa Romeo spelled out on the door sill. And then as we make our way to the tan leather seats, you can see Alfa Romeo in the headrest. Very nice same colored stitching running along the rest of the seat. These have a 10-way power adjustability. You can see all the memory seating adjustments on the side. They are heated as well. And then moving on to the steering wheel, you'll see it's completely covered in black leather. Very nice perforated leather on the insides, and even more black stitching running on the inside. You'll see off and to the left side we have the engine start stop button, along with the cruise control settings just above that. Over to the right side, we have volume for the radio, along with your Bluetooth and being able to change the track. And then taking a look at the center gauge cluster, you'll see off and to the left side is the engine temperature along with the tach. We have the fuel gauge and speedometer on the right side. And then right in the center, we have a 7-inch screen that shows you your time. You have your miles per hour along with your MPG down at the bottom. And then a really nice looking design around the gauge cluster. I love the finish of going around the edges there. Just gives it a very clean look. And it matches the column mounted paddle shifters very well. These are super large paddles. They are very easy to get to just behind the steering wheel here, so you can easily grab them. Off and to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see that there's a little bit of a storage bin for anything that you want to place there. We have the trunk release all the way down at the bottom there, all the headlight controls and your parking sensors, along with the engine start stop feature, and then a dimmer switch for the gauges. You can see there's one air vent. And then coming to the center, we have the 8.8-inch screen. This is a touchscreen system, so you can just swipe on it to go to your settings. We have vehicle information, performance pages, and climate. And then you can also use all these controls down below. So we have a home button, a settings button, and then the rotary dial right in the center. So I'm going to use that rotary dial, and we're going to go all the way over to vehicle information. Just clicking on that, you can see your scheduled maintenance. We have engine oil, your driving mode that you can go into and explore. So you can look at the different driving modes from dynamic, natural, and advanced efficiency, and just see what it changes as far as steering, shifting, and your engine torque. We can use the rotary dial to go all the way back and go into performance pages, where you can look at a lot of performance content. You have gauges, your fuel consumption, along with how efficient you are driving. Then we can go all the way back and scroll over to climates, go into all of these, so you have where you'd like the air to go, of course the temperature for driver and passenger, all of the recirc buttons down below, and then the heated seats for driver and passenger. Just below that, we have two air vents, and then all of the physical AC control buttons. So we have the driver and passenger temperature, fan speed right in the center, along with where you'd like the air to go, and then we have the heated seat controls and the heated steering wheel just below that. So if you don't want to go into the system, they're laid out very well for you right there. Down below, we have a 12-volt, a USB, and a good amount of storage space with two cup holders just behind that. As we make our way to the shifter, just by pulling the release up front, we can go all the way up into reverse, and you'll see the backup camera light up along with the sensors on one side. We can go all the way down into drive and pop it over into manual mode, and then just putting it into park, we'll click the P on the top. Moving to the left side of that, we have the electronic parking brake along with your different driving modes. You can just rotate this dial and you will see that appear on the center screen between dynamic, natural, and then advanced efficiency. And it will also change the color on the gauge cluster between green, blue, and red. So that is pretty cool to see the three different modes. Off and to the right side, you have power and volume for the radio. And then just in the middle here, you have a wireless charging port that you can easily see up underneath, along with a spot for the key in the center armrest here. There are two USB ports and an auxiliary port on the back side. And then moving over to the glove box, you have a good amount of room for anything that needs to go there, along with the brushed aluminum on the release handle there. Gives it a really nice touch. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. Very nice color on the interior. I'm really liking the contrast against the blue. And then up top, we have the dual sunroof. So you have one for the front passengers and then one for the rear passengers. All of those controls are up in the center. So now in the back seats of the Giulia, you actually have a good amount of space. I'm 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height. I have about 2 or 3 inches above my head and 3 or 4 inches in front of my knees. So it's pretty comfortable and roomy. You could have a third passenger right in the middle if you wanted to. You can see behind both front seats there's some netting for extra storage space, along with two air vents right in the center. And then just by pulling down this armrest, it reveals to you two more cup holders along with the storage space in the side of the door panel there. So you have the same attention to detail as up front. It's very nice to see how these seats are. And then just by pulling on this tab here, you can fold the middle section of the seat down. So they have a 40-20-40 split to them, allowing you to put anything through the middle and still have two passengers in the back. And then to fold each of the other seats down, you do have to pull a latch that's located in the trunk. Once you do that, you can easily fold this seat completely flat, giving you plenty of room into the back trunk storage space there to just give you a little bit more versatility. And now finishing up with the trunk storage space, I'm just going to double tap the button on the key fob and you'll see it automatically open up. It gives you a lot of room with the back seats up. You have some storage space off into the left side there, and then when you fold the back seats down, it gives you a lot more room for anything that you want to place through. You can see these are the latches to fold both of the seats down, so if you are back here, you can just grab those, push the seats down. All right, so getting the Alfa Romeo Giulia out on the road now. It's been a couple years since I've been behind the wheel of one, so there's a couple changes from the previous models that I've driven that are incorporated into the 2020. The engine start stop button is on the steering wheel. I think it's cool when automakers do that because it just makes it a little bit more driver focused. You get in and just hit that button right there. Another change is the screen in between the tach and the speedometer, and then you have a couple other changes in the middle here. A little bit more ergonomical design to everything, like the shifter right in the center, and then you have this nice rotary dial on the back side there. It's in a good spot. You can easily rest your arm and go through all this information, which is really nice. But just getting this on some twisty roads here, I am in the natural mode right now, which is basically the default setting when you hop in the car. You have advanced efficiency, which is basically your gas saving mode, just kind of lightens everything up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of gas. And it's pretty slow in the acceleration. It's really limiting your throttle response, so that way you can save on your MPG if you're going out on the highway or a long cruise or stuck in traffic or whatever it may be. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it into dynamic mode now. You can instantly feel a change in the car, and I'm just gonna leave it in the normal mode, give it a little bit of gas. And you can tell you have a lot more throttle response than you do in the advanced efficiency. And so let's go ahead and put it over into manual mode, and we'll go ahead and downshift a couple gears to second gear. Wow. That gets up and moves. There's a little bit of drama in between the shifts, but they are instant the moment you hit that paddle, and it's very quick. You can't hardly hear any of the exhaust note, which is really nice. Brakes do a good job coming to a stop here. So we'll go ahead and give it another acceleration. Wow. You can hear that exhaust just a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. I love having these column mounted shifters. It just makes it more driver focused, I think. They're so large on the backside, but yet at the same time, they're within reach, and they're not even in the way of your windshield wiper stock or your turn signal stock. I can easily reach those on both sides, so while they're very large, they don't stick out quite as much as those stocks. So it makes it very easy to know which one you're going for. So from the inside, it's nice and refined. It's comfortable, it's quiet. You can hear the engine noise, obviously, a little bit, but I think you can hear that more than the exhaust note. This is a nice, comfortable daily driving car. It doesn't need to be crazy loud or anything like that. And yeah, right now we're still in dynamic mode, and it's been a comfortable ride. I am on a pretty smooth road at the moment, but I have no complaints with that. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the overall visibility. There's a ton of glass on the inside here. It's very easy to glance over your left shoulder and see over that. Over your right shoulder, same thing. And then obviously you have your side mirrors, so it's very easy to see all around. I'm gonna go ahead and downshift again a second as we take this turn here. Wow. Wow, that's impressive. It took that corner or that turn very planted and plenty of power to get out of the turn. For the smaller engine, I don't see this being underpowered by any means. It's a very fuel efficient option, but it also gives you the performance. So from second gear, and we're up to the speed limit just like that. It's a very quick car, and you're getting a lot for your money. It's a fun sports sedan you can take out on mountain roads. You could take this to the track if you wanted to and just have some fun driving in it. You can put your family in here. You have a ton of storage space in the back, so you definitely have a good daily driver that you can also have a little bit more fun with. As far as all the materials go for the inside, I really like how everything is finished off. You have brushed aluminum on the paddle shifters, solid leather on the steering wheel. There's leather even on the dash here, which I probably didn't show earlier, but it goes from the passenger air vent all the way down up underneath the steering wheel as well, which is a really cool design. And then you don't have a whole lot going on in the middle here, so it's really nice. And with all the sun that's been out in today's video, I really haven't seen a huge amount of glare on the screen itself. So I like how there's this small lip here that kind of hides the sun from it. So right now the sun is beating down and I can easily see that screen. So that is a plus. That is a good design to see. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2020 Alfa Romeo Giulia Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Benson, Fiat, and Alfa Romeo for providing this car for me today. I'll have a link to their website down below. Definitely check them out. If you're not a subscriber to our channel, consider smashing that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date on our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.